Right. Okay, so here we go. Now I've tortured the children enough. Yes, Dirter and Joe Dirtus. He has a torch. Why do you have a torch, Joe?
Because he told me to get it.
And what are we going to do with that torch?
Torch something.
Actually, we are. What do you think we're going to torch?
Okay.
The what? Because we're sick and tired of it and we hate its very existence?
Yes.
No. No, not at all. We actually like this mower. I've had this mower longer than any other mower. Actually, I should have bought a GEHL when I first got started. It would have been a lot better. But that's not what the problem is. I got a couple problems. See this? Cracks, fatigue. I'm doing many acres. And you see those cracks there? It's cracked underneath there. Blah, 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 blah. And I like to say blah, blah, blah lately. Didn't you notice?
No.
So anyways, I do. Anyway, so what I'm going to do with the torch, do you know what I'm going to do with the torch?
No.
Okay. What I'm going to do with the torch is because I cannot get a grinder in there. Alright, so what do you do when you cannot get a grinder in there?
Torch it.
To get the paint off?
Torch it.
You put a torch to it. Look at this. I've never welded this machine. And there's actually MIG weld wire on that nut, which is kind of weird, because I've never welded this. But anyway, yeah, so what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to heat this up, and I'm going to take the paint off, because paint will contaminate my weld. And the torch, yes, the torch, ladies and gentlemen, will do that for me. So Joseph, you can videotape the torching as we go. It is still on. Give me this. You got problems, boy.
I do. The problem is I only got two hands.
Oh. I'll get the one off your monkey balls and, oh, his 63 Impala called them monkey bags. Monkey bags and pucker strings. That's what he said. Oh, you bitch. This is what happens when your flint wears out. Yow! You burn the hair off your hand. It didn't really hurt, just scared me a bit. Monkey bags and pucker strings. That was funnier than funny. So you're not actually going to melt any metal. You're just going to, basically you're going to incinerate the paint. So to go, ooh, I hear a fire inside. There's a party in my pants and you're invited. What was that from that movie, Jackass? There's a party in my pants, you're invited. I think it is. I don't know, that's some funny stuff right there. No doubt that some of them are dead, but... Alright, so, you see what I'm doing, Joe?
Yep.
Okay, so now I've exposed all that bare metal. It's just a little bit caked up. There ain't much left to it. There ain't much left to it at all. And what we're going to use to actually weld this shut with is a 7018 welding rod. And why do we use a 7018 welding rod, Joe?
No clue.
I'm going to tell you. The 6013 makes a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weld. Alright, I mean, it's really easy to weld vertically with them. And loads of fun, you know. You just, every time you lay that welder down there, you got a nice, beautiful bead of weld. But the 7018 is a little different story. But I'm going to use, the 7018 is a lot more temperamental, a lot harder to control the puddle, but the reason I'm going to use it is simple. It is a stronger weld, much stronger weld. So that's why I'm going to do it. Now, I could probably get away with a 6013 on this, and, you know, just deal with it. You know, just lay a few beads down, which I could do. I may do that, I don't know. But I'm thinking 6013 or 7018 just for the strength of the weld. Now, that I've got this stuff all burned off of here, what do you do? What do you think you do after you get it all burned off?
Bang it off?
No, close though. Wire brush.
Oh.
Shut it off, Joe.
Don't look, Tim.
Oh, crap. I think I hit it with that. I got metal in my mouth.
Does it taste good?
bag inclusion out very easy, I'll tell you that. Without grinding it. Oh, shit. Alright. Let's see what we got.
Ow.
Did it get you?
Yeah.
In the eyeball?
No, my hand.
Well, get your eyes closer. We need to blind you.
Tried that once already.
What'd they do to get that out?
Huh?
What'd they do to get the thing out of his eye?
Oh, they took a little thing that looks like a little golf club and they stuck it in my eye and pulled it out.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then they took something else and grinded the rust ring that was in my eye out.
Yeah, a little grinder. It looked like a little vibrator. It did. It sounded. Like, what is that, a jackrabbit? You pull that out of your pocket, sweetheart? No, it was a lady, too. I think it was. I was a little worried there for you, Joe. Like, shit, man. She used your vibrator to gouge out your eyeball. It's pretty intense right there. It must have came from Japan. All my conservative viewers are just cringing right now. Holy shit. Fire! Ain't no fire. So how'd you make out with the baler, okay?
Yep.
About 13 barrels.
Huh?
That's
13 barrels.
That's all? Okay, so I figured I'd explain this a little bit. You can see I've got it welded up there. It's not as nice of a job as I'd like it to be. But if you've ever welded vertical welds, you'll understand. And same thing with the ones on the bottom side. Now, I went over that thing 4 times. I laid 4 layers of weld onto it, which is a lot better than one pass with a MIG welder. And, you know, 70-18 rods are a lot stronger than the MIG mild steel. Now, the real deal with this mower is that last fall, I had a couple of problems, and I've got them straightened out now. But problem A was right here. Right here, this guy right here. I've got silicone in there. What happened was one of these knives came around and gouged into the cutter bar. So when they gouge into the cutter bar, they cut a hole and all your oil leaks out and creates a big old mess. So I welded it shut. I mean, this was a gaping big ass hole. So I welded it shut. No big deal, right? Oh, I got a little bit of oil leaking out of there yet. Okay. Which, you know, there's worse things, I guess. Darn it. I thought I had that sealed up pretty good, but I think it is okay. Anyway, it's probably leftover oil from before. Anyways, yeah, let me get back to my train of thought. Anyway, so what I did was I put a sealer underneath that, and then I put underneath this silicone, and I put a hammer on this side, and I pounded it down with another hammer on the top, sealing the 2 pieces of steel. So I think I've got it pretty well sealed up. If this does not work, I'm just going to go ahead and weld a bead clear across the front of this thing and get it sealed up 100% so that I don't have to worry about it leaking oil out. Well, what happened after this, now the oil was still in here. There was not completely dry, which, you know, is fine. As you can see down the line, everything's working right. I got to put that turtle back on there, which, you know, no big deal. Just a little bit of time to do it. Now, tomorrow my new parts will be coming. I get new knives, new bolts, and we should be good to go. What happened is the bearing went out of this hub. On the bottom of this shaft or this mount is a nut. The nut will loosen up and fall off, and then the whole assembly flops out, destroying the bearing and everything else in there. So I have to wait for a new one that's coming tomorrow. And I took it from there and I moved it down to the third one, that one at the tip of my finger, and that was replaced. Now there's several pieces that need to be replaced on this, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to replace the parts that I need, because that hub is $480. $480 for that hub. I find that to be rather ridiculous. So why should I spend $480 on a hub? I asked them what the cost of a new cutter bar was, and the new cutter bar I think is $5,200. It's $5,200 or $5,400. It's something like that. So $5,400. There's 9 of those hubs on there, but I get all new skid plates. I get all new turtles. I get all new everything. The whole entire thing is new for $5,400 instead of piecing it back together. Now I'm putting it back together, and I'm going to run it this way. If it continues to give me a problem, then boom, I'm taking the cutter bar out, and that's that. It's going to be a new cutter bar. So yeah, what else did I do to this thing today? I put a new hose on here. The old one had some messed up little deal going on there. I put this in, but it had an elbow there, right there, and that elbow would get banged and knocked off, and then it would blow oil everywhere. So I did away with that and put a straight one on. This is a flail model, which I like a lot, because everything goes through. You don't have rocks hitting the thing and going forward and bending knives. It bounces over stuff pretty easily. The flail, if you get something in the cutter bar, it goes through it, and like I said, it goes through it instead of banging around and pinching between two rollers. So yeah, so that's the one thing that I like about that. I have this thing suspended pretty good. So everything should be good. So between this mower here, which will be fully functional tomorrow, and the 3-point mower that I have for the 4230, and the self-propelled mower, I should be able to knock down a lot of hay in a short amount of time. So yeah, so this will be all good to go as of tomorrow. It's greased, everything's tensioned properly, and ready to rock and roll. So yeah, so that's it. Yeah, you saw me welding, that was cool. And yeah, now we're expecting a little rain, I believe. But anyways, if you like this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you.